New Zealand and Australia at Johannesburg. Jim Maxwell is with me in the commentary box for this game.
Thanks, Richie.
It's the outcome is that Australia won the toss and are going to have a bat. We'll have to wait to see if that was the right decision. On the ball to Gilchrist. Astral is after that one. 2 runs here. Great shot by Gilchrist. On. Let's take a look at that in slow motion. Astral is in pursuit. That's over the rope. 6 runs off. Let's see the action replay of that. That's a big hit. It'll go all the way. We can have a look at that again. McMillan is chasing that one. Played into the gap. McMillan is not going to reach that. Let's take a look at that in slow motion. Hayden waiting at the striker's end. Goes right out of the... Let's see the action replay of that. Tuffy, the ball to Gilchrist. Astral is after it. Should be some runs here. He's really given that a whack. We can have a look at that again. Swept away. That's over the rope. 6 runs off. We can have a look at that again. And 6. Tuffy. Well, let's see the action replay of that. A huge 6. That takes the partnership between these two. Let's take a look at that in slow motion. He's got it into the gap. That's over the rope. 6 runs off. Tuffy. Gilchrist has reached his 50 from 10 balls. Now he needs to get his head down again and aim for the next landmark. Gilchrist waiting at the striker's end. Over the rope, 6 runs off. We can have a look at that again. Bond at the start of his run-up. Pushed into the gap. That's 4 runs. Well, that went like a... Let's take a look at that in slow motion. Into the stand. 6. Let's see the action replay of that. McMillan is after that one. Played into the gap. Oh, that's gone a long way. Let's see the action replay of that. Smashed that one right out of the ground. Let's take a look at that in slow motion. Forced off the back foot. 4 runs to Hayden. The bowler did. We can have a look at that again. Bond continues. Over the rope, 6 runs off. Let's see the action replay of that. Tuffy to begin a new over. McMillan is after it. McMillan is not going to reach that. Let's take a look at that in slow motion. That's cleared the rope. 6 runs. We can have a look at that again. Tuffy to Gilchrist. McMillan is in pursuit. That one's gone to the fence. Right, we can have a look at that again. Gilchrist waiting at the striker's end. That's over the rope. 6 runs off. Let's take a look at that in slow motion. There it goes, right out of. Let's see the action replay of that. It was a no ball by Tuffy.
Can't afford to bowl too many no balls in one-day cricket.
That's a big hit. Let's take a look at that in slow motion. Astle is chasing that one. Smashed that one right out of the ground. Gilchrist moves into the 90s.
His straight driving is perfect at times.
Let's see the action replay of that. Hayden is now facing. McMillan is after that one. That's found the gap in the field. 6. Bond. We can have a look at that again. Bond continues. Astle is after that one. Played off the back foot. 4 runs to Hayden. And found the gap with precision.
For all the kids watching out there, that is a perfect example of.
We can have a look at that again. Bond to bowl to Hayden. Vettori is not going to reach that. Now he needs to get his head down again and aim for the next landmark. Astle is after it. That's over the rope. 6 runs off. Let's take a look at that in slow motion. McMillan is in pursuit. He's got it into the gap. That's out of the ground.
He's always.
Let's see the action replay of that. Astle is chasing that one. That's over the rope. 6 runs off. We can have a look at that again. Tuffy continues. McMillan is in pursuit, swept away. That's a fantastic strike. That's a century for Gilchrist. Gilchrist raises his bat to the crowd to acknowledge the applause. Tuffy continues. McMillan is chasing that one. Oh, Tuffy is not impressed. Let's see the action replay of that. Astle is after that one, pushed into the gap. Good stroke for 4. That was sweetly. Let's take a look at that in slow motion. That's 4 more. Tuffy is headed. We can have a look at that again. Tuffy continues. Astle is after it. That's in the stands. 6. Let's see the action replay of that. should be some runs here. Sinclair is not going to reach that. Let's take a look at that in slow motion. Hayden waiting at the striker's end. Millen is in pursuit. He's really given that a whack. Let's see the action replay of that. Over the rope, 6 runs off on. We can have a look at that again. Astol is after it. That's over the rope, 6 runs off on. Let's take a look at that in slow motion. Off the back foot. McMillan out at long on. Bond continues. McMillan is chasing that one. That's cleared the boundary. 6 runs. Let's see the action replay of that. Over cost 25 run. Hayden is now on strike. Astol is after that one. There it goes, right out of the ground. We can have a look at that again. Hayden facing. Astol is after that one. Over the rope, 6 runs off Tuffy. That brings up his century. The crowd are giving him a great round of applause as they appreciate the importance of this knock.
2 batsmen now have centuries in this innings. A great result for Australia.
Tuffy continues.
That could prove very costly later in the match. That's poor cricket. He took his eye off the ball. Bowler doesn't look too happy about that one. Misfields are infuriated. Oh dear, that's a terrible misfield. More runs to the batter. Oh dear, that's a poor piece of fielding.
Hayden waiting at the striker's end. That was a no ball by Tuffy. That's a big hit. It'll go. Let's take a look at that in slow motion. Tuffy, this was how the wicket fell. Martin Tuffy continues. On a hat. He's worked that into the gap. He's racing away to the square leg boundary. Let's take a look at that in slow motion. Daunting facing. Comfortably taken, no worries. As if this was the end of that's a beautiful shot. Let's see the action replay of that. Pushed into the gap. Fleming sprinting along the boundary. That's it. We can have a look at that again. Butler, they've got him.
Great bowling there. I had this one.
Silence, waiting at the striker's end. Done him.
Excellent bowl. Keep it straight.
This was Hogg to face the hat-trick ball. That's over the rope. 6 runs off. We can have a look at that again. The pitch is now on strike. Butler is after it. Oh, that is an excellent. Let's see the action replay of that. And that's out. Caught by Marshall.
Well,
let's take a look. Vettori to bowl to Lee. Fielded by Marshall. Lee facing. Lee facing.
oh dear. Can't afford to put catches like that down.
Batsmen will have to be more careful now, having got away. Vettori to Hogg. Swept away. Tuffy sprinting along the boundary. We can have a look at that again. Butler to start another over of this long spell. It's straight at McMillan. Butler continues. Oh, that looked quite nasty. Well, that one will wake him up a bit. Butler continues. It was a no ball by Butler.
That's frustrating for the bowler. He might just be trying too hard.
There it goes. Hogg waiting at the striker's end. That's found the gap in the field. Astral sprinting along the boundary. Astral, let's take a look at that in slow motion. Let's get on to that one. Hogg. Let's see the action replay of that. He's got it into the gap. Astral reaches it before it crosses the boundary. Butler to Lee. Stopped in the covers. 11 runs came from that over. Vettori to begin a new over. That is a perfect line.
Richie, the umpires pride themselves on not making mistakes. Is that realistic?
Umpires have a tough task, which the game has changed in recent years, means they're constantly under scrutiny. They need to remain calm and have good judgment. At times, it must be quite impossible to hear snicks because of the intense noise around the ground. We can have a look at that again. Play it away with comfort. It's racing away that square leg boundary. Let's see the action replay of that. It's high in the air. Marshall got it long on. Lee waiting at the striker's end. That's turned away through mid-wicket. One run to Lee. Lee facing. by Marshall. Butler, the ball to Lee. Butler continues. It's straight at Vincent. Lee facing. Butler continues. That really is a suicidal run out.
Australia can't afford that, no. That's throwing wickets.
This was Butler, the ball to Hogg. Expertly held.
Superb catch.
This was the end of Butler to McGrath. He's got it into the gap. He's not a good judge of a run, is he? McGrath sending him back. McGrath to face an over of spin. Stopped in the covers. Vettori continues. Vettori, and the batsman in trouble with that one. McGrath waiting at the striker's end. Hit straight to a fielder. Vettori continues. Vettori, the ball to Gillespie. Comfortably held by Tuffy.
The batsman will be...
New Zealand very disappointed with that result. So, to sum up then, Australia win by 130 runs. Thanks for joining us for today's play. We very much look forward to your company at the next match.